keep this video game train rolling. Dota 2. God, I'm so happy to talk about this.
You did bring up Dota earlier.
I did. The biggest esports tournament in the world.
I'm doing an eye roll, guys.
The audio listeners, he's doing a hefty, exaggerated eye roll. It started last Thursday, the 15th. Today is Friday, the 23rd. I don't think we mentioned that at any point at all. But
How long is this, bitch?
it's 10 days. Starts the 15th, ends the 25th.
So it ends in 2 days?
Yes. It started with a round-robin group stage, which you don't know what round-robin means. Every team kind of plays everyone in their group. You earn points based on whether you win or draw or lose.
And you get ranked?
And you get ranked based on the most points you get.
So, like, in your pool, you were 4-1 or whatever. So then
right.
You're
so you get like 12 points, and maybe you're at the top. If you're with a record like that, you should be at the top. The top 4 of the teams of each group go up to the upper bracket.
The winner's bracket.
The winner's bracket, as it's called, and the bottom teams of each group get eliminated straight out.
Oh, they don't go to the loser's bracket?
And everyone else in between goes to the lower bracket. The difference between the two brackets, upper bracket is a best of 3 out the gate, and if you lose, you go down to the loser's bracket, whereas if you start in the loser's bracket, those are best of 1 games. If you lose, you're out.
That's a lot of pressure.
That's so much pressure, and it's mostly like the inexperienced teams, the younger guys trying to get up, not necessarily the...
Yeah. So
it's tough.
It's different than Halo, because, first of all, every tournament...
Oh, God.
From
this isn't necessary.
2011 and on has to thank Halo for fucking being the pioneers of this shit. As far as mainstreaming it,
this is a $34 million prize pool.
Way bigger.
What's the biggest for Halo, bro?
Probably
like 20K.
I think like 10 million.
Oh, okay.
And I think it was like relatively recently, like a couple years ago, and like that's when Halo wasn't even that popular. But it's just crazy how much money can be generated now opposed to back then.
Sure.
Because back then Halo was like the shit. Like there was Halo players on Dr. Pepper bottles and sponsored by Reebok, Red Bull, Doritos, Hot Pockets.
Probably.
Everybody.
I get a picture of Wheaties.
Everybody that Dota people, I'm sure, are sponsored by as well now. Like they're probably
Monster
sponsored by
and shit.
Red Bull,
yep.
like Doritos, Hot Pockets, shit like that.
No foods, but definitely a lot of drinks. Yeah.
Well, there are a lot of like different kinds of people playing these games, right?
True, yeah, all over the world.
Right.
Like,
okay, so I wonder
this is called the International. The reason is there's a bunch of players from NA, from Europe, from China. Obviously, the tournament is being held in China for the first time ever. It used to be held in Seattle.
That's why there's so much money into it, because like I feel like gaming is like a huge thing.
Well, last year was like 28 million. Year before that was like 22, I believe. So it's just kind of escalating here.
It's kind of crazy.
It is very crazy. Can you imagine winning? Like the main winner wins probably like $20 million.
I was trying to have a conversation with Dalton one morning.
The losers,
trying to convince him.
The first team's kicked out. I think they get like either 60,000 or 600,000. That's a big gap, but.
Probably 600 at the pool is 35 million.
Yeah.
600,000 is like less
600,000 is probably right. Yeah.
So
that gets divided up between 5 team members
think about
and coach and all.
Okay. So, Dawn.
Yeah.
You don't make 100K at your current job, right?
I'm not going to disclose.
I tried to already have this conversation with them. You don't make 100K at your current job.
True.
So what if you put in 8 hours a day, 40 days a week, 8 hours, 40 hours a week towards Dota? Could you become a pro? He's like, I don't know, maybe. I was like, well, not even like a super pro, like a semi-pro. That's making like X amount.
Like bottom of the TI.
Yeah, he thinks he can do it, so what the fuck?
I don't think I could do it. No, I'm bad at Dota. I'm going to just tell you right now. And it takes it takes like 10 hours a day for years to get up to the top level of this game. I'm serious. I'm convinced. I know for a fact that Dota 2 is the probably highest skill video game.
I know for a fact that Dota 2 is probably see how he snuck.
Because there's a lot of games that I'm not super experienced with. I'd say it competes with like StarCraft or something like that. That's like
how should I Google search this? Most
highest skill cap video game.
Highest.
I don't know if you just maybe esport.
Capped.
Esport. Type esport
video game.
So, like, to get the best at this game, you have to play it nonstop for a long time. Some of these people are going back to, like, 2008, I think, when this was a mod for Warcraft 3. Then it became Dota, and then it became Dota 2.
I went to this skillcap.com website. It's something weird.
It's weird. Okay.
What games have the highest skill ceilings? This is a fucking Reddit post.
Fair. When was this from?
Your mama.
Professional. Oh, wow. Okay.
4 years ago.
Whatever. What does it say?
Absolutely Quake without question. StarCraft is a good one.
Quake? Really?
Fast-paced arena, FPS action. Quake is an FPS in its purest form. No gimmicks, no kill streak, no loadouts. Just you, another player, and a map full of weapons. The amount of skill is ridiculous in Quake. You have to take full advantage of your ability to hear in order to predict where your enemy is or will be.
Mm-mm.
You have to have lightning, quick reflexes, and ability prediction. So this might be talking about like first-person shooters.
It is
only.
a first-person shooter, yeah. That's exactly what Quake is. It was one of the first competitive first-person shooters. Dota 2, you have to worry about all that same shit, and you got to worry about the 120 heroes that each have like 5 abilities, and there's like 300 items that each have their own abilities and impact your character.
If you're an avid gamer of that, like let's say, how many hours do you think I pulled when I was playing Halo 3 back in my day?
How many hours?
I don't know, probably like 20, 30 a week, easy.
Sure.
If you put 20, 30 hours a week into Dota 2 for like
you'll learn
6
it.
months, will you know all the characters and all their shit?
I know all the characters and all their shit.
Okay, so
that's like step 1.
Right.
Then you get into mechanics of the game, knowing where you're supposed to be, knowing what your team is supposed to do, predicting what the enemy's going to do, knowing the game concepts as far as actually winning, because there's the different, it's not a death
different
match.
Strategies to win. There's
Right.
different ways to win, right?
Right.
You can have like the most kills.
No, the way to win is destroying the enemy's base. That's all you have to do. Like,
but what happens? There's ways if both bases don't get destroyed, it goes by like kills, right, or something. Mm-mm. It just keeps going to the base.
Keeps going until someone.
Oh shit!
Like the way it works is you die, you have to respawn, but it gets increasingly longer. Like your characters is gone for a longer time.
You are, the
so if you get to like a
away.
70-minute game and you die, you're gonna be gone for like a minute and a half, and the enemy team's just gonna be able to walk up to your base and destroy it just like that. So that's kind of the thing where you don't necessarily have to kill all the people and have the highest numbers. But
so it's kind of like territories in Halo, except the characters are way more advanced, and there's way more to each character as far as their specifications and their skill set.
Right.
And then
there's
how they
roles,
relate to
jobs.
each other when somebody else picks those characters. And make sure there's like some kind of synergy there.
Yeah.
Make sure there's chemistry within the team.
Exactly.
Make sure communication's good.
Exactly.
And so it's I would not argue that Halo is more skill or requires more skill than that.
Sure.
Or any first person shooter in general. Just because
that's what I'm saying.
But
maybe like StarCraft or something. I don't know.
Halo fun though.
Halo's fun.
Halo
It
fun.
was one of the first. It put esports on the map. I think made it something that wasn't just a joke.
So this is ending in 2 days.
2 days.
Is it like in like the finals right now?
It's in the playoffs. It's like the last 3. Like I'm thinking of a bracket. It's like the last 3 steps. The upper bracket. It's in its finals.
Right.
The winner of that goes straight to the finals of the whole thing. Loser goes down to the lower bracket to face.
And they got to fight their way up.
Fight the way back up. Right.
Which in Halo, a lot of the people that lost
just come right back.
Come back and they win. They typically win the first game in the finals because they're warmed up. Because the winning team sits there and waits for the other team that win, and it's like best of 7 series, and they're playing so many games of Halo, and they come in fucking fresh. And the other team just fucking, like, hands are all cold and shit. You seem just, like,
I gotta warm up here, guys. What the hell?
Freaking out. Like, yeah, for real.
That's definitely a factor.
And just being on main stage and everyone's on you, just having the atmosphere, that kind of experience.
I want to give you a little bit of history before I go into how this one is going. 2 years ago, Team Liquid is the team that won, and that's what happened to them. They started in the upper bracket. They were kicked out, like, first match, I think. So they had to go through the gauntlet, get all the way back to the finals, and they ended up winning against a Chinese squad and absolutely decimated them. It wasn't even a fucking contest. 3-0 first sweep.
This was a drama-filled one, right?
This was not the drama-filled one. Last year, OG, my favorite team.
Wait, 2 years ago?
Last year.
So the
first one was 2 years ago. That was TI7, TI8, the
so
international.
TI7 Liquid won.
Team Liquid, yes.
Okay, sorry.
And they went through the gauntlet to get there. Last year, OG, my favorite team, didn't
Nuna B.
They didn't.
Shout out
the Toronto Raptors. Yeah, shout out. That's relatable. They started out not even qualifying for TI. They had to go to open qualifiers with all the garbage like casuals because their 2 best players, I would say, left for one of the bigger teams, Evil Geniuses.
Yeah, so I remember you telling me about that.
Right. I was super excited about this because it didn't make any sense to me. So half their team leaves to a better team. Evil Geniuses automatically went to TI. OG had to scrape their way through the bullshit. They went through open qualifiers, made it to the upper bracket by destroying their group. And
destroying the old group?
Destroying their group like in the group stage. I don't think they had faced EG at this time.
Okay.
But then they went through the upper bracket. Didn't lose a fucking game. I'm sure they lost a game. Didn't lose a series.
Right.
Beating EG, and they had a very dramatic standoff because you shake hands after every series. Oh, It was crazy.
Did they shake hands?
They shook hands, but the captain of
the drama in this nerd shit is unreal.
It's so real, actually. There's a documentary about OG's whole run. It's called Against All Odds, I think, sponsored by Red Bull, because that's who they're sponsored by.
I read that in your notes. I was like, dude, they should do that shit for Halo. If that budget was there now, they
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if that already exists. But definitely recommend you watch it. It goes over some of the basics of Dota as well.
At the handshake, what happened?
So the current captain of OG that's had to stay and kind of rebuild shit shakes the hand of the old captain. His name is Fly. Actually, the son of the guy who invented Krav Maga, which is fucking crazy. But
I remember you telling me that as well.
Yeah.
It's like one of the top hot facts of
hot takes.
Dota.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
So he shakes his hand like you're supposed to, and he just has like the deadest stare, like he's gonna fucking kill him.
Got your ass.
Someone takes a picture of it. Suddenly, it's a meme. This year, Valve allowed players to place flags in the game of their profile pictures. So the whole team made their profile picture that snapshot of his face, all serious.
So they ain't playing games?
They're not. I mean, they are playing games, but it's like insulting almost.
So Liquid won 2 years ago.
Yeah, OG won that year. They defied all odds, going from open qualifiers with a brand new team, bunch of unknown players.
That's a washy story for Halo 3.
Exactly. They were definitely underdogs. Now, this year, OG's in a similar position.
They're underdogs again?
I mean, if you look at their team on paper, they don't necessarily match up as far as star power. Like, Evil Geniuses has some of the best players in the world. There's some Chinese teams.
Maybe there's not the chemistry ain't there.
I guess
momentum.
So. They just
the story.
They just know what they're doing. They know each other. They know how to play the game.
They perform under pressure.
Exactly.
Maybe they're Draymond Greens of the Dota series.
Stop with the basketball references. Get out of here. This year, since they won last TI, they don't have to go through open quals or anything. They get to the group stage. They fucking destroy everybody again, make it top of their top seed. They're playing in a way that no one else is, choosing heroes that no one else is with all these crazy strats, and they're just having fun. They're definitely innovative. They do whatever the fuck they want, and they win.
It seems like the best team. I'm rooting for that team.
OG, definitely. They get to the main stage, the main event.
Lose.
Their first game was against a Chinese squad who's doing really well. 2-0'd them, kicked them to the lower bracket. They move on. Next game is Evil Geniuses.
Oh, shit.
It's a perfect rematch of the last year. This is the same spot they met in that year.
Who won?
Evil Geniuses took the first game. And then OG took the next two and kicked them to the lower bracket.
Damn.
Fucking clutched it.
Did they do a handshake again?
They did a handshake. It was all very amicable. And
it was much
normal.
better?
It was way better.
Yeah.
It was boring as shit. So now they're going up against LGD, which is also a flashback to the previous year. That's the team that they beat not only in this spot.
What does LGD stand for?
Lust
good dick.
It's a Chinese.
Look.
What?
Glorious diamonds.
You're an embarrassment. I'm ashamed to be here. It's a Chinese team. I'm not sure what it stands for, but they were one of the best, probably the best out of China. They definitely should have beat OG last year. OG kicks them down the lower bracket. They go all the way back to the finals, and OG beats them again in the finals of the entire tournament. So
OG beat them in the finals of this bracket. So
of the last one. They haven't played yet.
Oh, they haven't played yet.
They haven't played yet.
So while they're playing, is there like some kind
lower
of
bracket
shit going on?
Oh yeah, lower bracket's going through hell. I've unfortunately been spoiled by a lot of it. I have to watch this only at work because since it's in China, all the games start at 11 p.m.
It's good to watch it at work.
I mean, I put it on my phone and I shove it under my monitor or something.
I looked up LGD on the Urban Dictionary.
Don't spoil anything for me.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm just looking up that. What it
you
means.
had a very worried look, and that was the first thing I was afraid of.
LGD stands for Let's Get Drunk.
Are you sure?
It's the top definition.
That's from Urban Dictionary?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's probably not what this Chinese team is naming their...
Little green dick.
What? I don't know.
4. Lack of girlfriend disorder.
I mean, these guys playing Dota probably don't have girlfriends, let's be honest.
That's funny.
So, that's the upper bracket.
I
have been spoiled on some of the lower brackets. Since this is going to be released on Saturday.
You're trying to watch it all?
It's so good. This is the best tournament I have ever seen. So
you're emotionally invested in all the teams in the losers
more
pool
than
as well?
I have been ever before. Yeah, I want to see EG go far. Team Liquid is still going. They had to start in the lower bracket this year. Actually, they've struggled a little bit.
What are your top teams? Is it OG and that's it? Team Ride or Die OG.
Team Secret was the favorite to come in and win it. They look good all year. They did well in the group stage. They've been a solid team for a long time. They just never won TI.
And they lost. They're in a loser's bracket.
They're in a loser's bracket. They're still going, but
they have that loser mentality.
Apparently,
it's just like it's in there.
They
know it's an option.
They have previous winners. I think the captain won a previous TI, but not with this current team. So Secrets won. Liquid is always in contention. LGD, who OGB last year. Little Green Dicks still going strong. Obviously, a lot of the Chinese teams are. I don't know if this is like rigged in China or some shit, but whatever. Evil Genius is also a favorite. So
is that like a fucking fact, bro? Asian people are better at video games?
It is a fact, yes, absolutely. I don't even... It doesn't make any sense to me, but that's what they do with their lives.
Makes perfect sense to me. They fucking make all the shit.
They didn't make Dota.
Well, Japanese people... A lot of games originate from Japan. Like
True.
Pokemon and Mario.
But not this game. This game was from Warcraft.
Which came from where?
Europe, probably.
Probably.
I don't know. Excuse me. Anyway... OG's still going. I have already been spoiled. I know EG get kicked out.
Oh, shit. EG get kicked out?
They get 2-0'd by Team Liquid.
Damn.
Which is really upsetting to me.
Why?
One, I don't know. I didn't know how Team Liquid was going to do in their current game before
Karma
EG.
Is a motherfucker. And that lets you know that sometimes the best players don't make the best team.
It's true. That's 100% true. But now, like, when I'm watching these games, I'm going to be less invested in it because that's been one of the big things keeping me so interested. Yeah. Like, each game's just so close, I have no idea what's going to happen.
Just watch where you haven't been spoiled on.
But that's going to be such a good game. Liquid and EG, those are two of the best teams.
It's so good they get swept. Were they close games?
I don't know. I didn't look that far. I was, like, doing research for this, and I accidentally saw the bracket. Waste.
Watching it, it's just like a landslide.
How dare you, sir?
How fast can the games be?
Tops, like, 20 minutes. That's a fast game. Like, something bad happened.
But, like, that don't happen in the pros.
It does not, no. These are, like, 40 to an hour.
No matter what.
Pretty much.
So you're probably, so you're going to waste, like...
It's not wasteful, man. These are exciting games.
You can watch that Perfectionist movie, and then you can be all fucking weirded out and shit.
Now I'm not going to watch it.
Dude,
we're spending too much time in this. Like I said, I'm spending time at work on this because the games are going into the wee hours of the morning. I've had to play catch up and spoiled on some shit. It's really unfortunate. But I'm pretty sure OG can do it again. They'll be the first ones to repeat an international ever. Literally ever. No one's even won 2.
And it's the same team as last year.
Haven't changed a player.
That's awesome. And they're doing it at different strategies and shit.
Exactly.
It's like Final Boss in Halo 2.
Pretty much, except Final Boss was supposed to win shit, right?
Yes. They won a lot consistently because...
Because they had the best players.
They had 2 of the best players, but they also had the best strategist and they had one of the best leader. So they were always innovating their strats, and they were always innovating and swapping things up of who carries what weapon, and they were versatile, and they were a great team together, and they had like that winning mentality.
True.
So maybe OG is not them, not yet. If they're like,
they've got the winning mentality. They do a lot of skits, just showing like what the players are doing, like in between the games, like. Picture like an SNL skit. Like some of them some of them are honestly pretty funny. They just grab the players, someone directs them to do.
Is it like high budget shit?
Kind of.
That's crazy.
How
much money's in this shit?
It's like cringy because none of the players can act, but it's funny in that way.
Henry Cejudo all over again.
A little bit,
dude. I seen an Instagram clip of Henry Cejudo dancing, doing the salsa.
Yeah.
You wish this was you, Valentina. I started fucking dying laughing. I love
Henry Cejudo.
Shout out to all the MMA fans out there.
I know, right? Check out the passive and aggressive MMA cast while you're at it. So
you'll give us updates next week on who's the winners.
I will.
And all that. And right now it's OG versus
LGD right now. They have to face in the upper bracket.
Okay. Then that winner, that's the finals?
Yes.
And then the winner of that will face the winner of the loser's bracket, which is probably going to be LGD versus...
The winner of this faces the winner of the lower bracket.
Right. Which will probably most likely be Liquid or LGD.
Yes.
Gotcha.
It could just be a rematch of LGD again, which is... They're, I think, the biggest threat to OG, but I mean, they beat them before, so who fucking cares? Chinese team's got nothing on OG. Fuck you, China.
I can tell.
Moving on.
Don't like them over there, huh?
How long is this podcast?